Welcome back to Introduction to Excel. So I'd like to do some justice to the cell addressing in Excel. If you recall in your mathematics class coordinate system, the grid, you'll remember clearly this image where, for example, if I want to call this coordinate, how would you address that? It will be based on x and y coordinate, right? So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and for this coordinate x and y will be 2, 1, and for this guy over here it will be 6 and then 7. Okay, x increases from left to right and y increases from bottom to top. Now for Excel, it's a bit different, where it is represented on x-axis not as numbers but as alphabetical letters A, B, C. So you can think about this cell as a coordinate of say B2. Alright, so why do we need to learn about this? Well, a lot of times when you're dealing with numbers, especially in spreadsheet, you don't deal with formulas exactly, but formulas will be referring to cells. What do I mean by that? So example, if I have a monthly sales, okay, January, February, March, and this will be April, May, June. Okay, say example I have monthly sales of 100 ringgit here, 450, 300. Suddenly I got a spike over here in April. Say I got a really good sales, 4,000. Okay, then 300, then come back down to 100, just 100. Okay, now how would you calculate all this? Because they are now spread out across all these different cells. Of course, you can key them in one by one. Say I want to do a sum of 100 plus 450 plus 300 and so on. But it is very laborious, meaning you need to type in a lot of numbers, and then it is not flexible, it's not robust enough. Because if, let's say, oops, you just cancel it. Okay, if say somehow I were to add more months later on, this formula will not be able to accommodate. I need to manually update all this. So that's not ideal. We wanted to save this. We want our formula, or should I say our spreadsheet, to be flexible enough to accommodate most situations with little changes. So what we can do is say example equals to this guy, okay, plus this guy, plus this guy, plus this guy, and continue on. And as you do that, observe over here, B5 refers to B5 here, then C5, C5 over here, and then D5, E5, all in the same coordinate, all in the same, should I say, line? Yeah. So this is one way of doing your sum. Okay, so these are targeting each and every individual cell. Not so flexible really, but it'll give you the correct number. Another way of doing this is to do sum. Of course, for this sum you have to do 1. Okay, the next one, comma, the next one, comma, so on. Okay, you can easily just click on the cell and Excel will automatically just identify the address for you. Okay, this is another way of doing it. Now, the advantage of doing this is that, okay, let's just do the manual way. 100 plus 450 plus 300 plus 4000 plus 300 plus 100. Okay, give you the same number, same result, correct ones, but assume that suddenly I remembered that I have a few items missed out. So actually it's not 100, I actually make more sales on January. It should be 500. So once you have done this, observe that this doesn't change because it's manually typed in. This one is automatically updated along with this. Okay, but the disadvantage here is that if, let's say I were to put in July 400, see, the thing here is all these three will not get updated. Now how do we make this more flexible? Okay, instead of targeting all these cells one by one, we can do better. We can target the whole row. Alright, so let's just move this down so that we can target the whole row. Okay, so we can do something like this, equals to sum. Instead of identifying each and every cell, we identify a range. Okay, until here. So you can see here it's B5 all the way stretches until H5. That's one way of doing that. Okay, but of course, if you add another thing over here, August, it will not be updated because the range doesn't extend to I5. So you have to update it manually. Not so great, but yeah, that's one way of doing that. Another way is to say, oh, I just want to take the whole of this row number 5. So that whenever I add on more things, say August, September, it's 1,300, it will be automatically updated because the range I've selected covers the whole of this row. Whereas this one is worse. This one doesn't cover anything. You have to update it manually. Okay? And this one, not so great because it's identifying cell by cell. This one, a little bit better, but actually it's equivalent as this. Okay, they're the same. You have to update it cell by cell. This one, not so great, although it's a little bit improved. It is identifying by a range. And I think this is the most robust, the most flexible, because it's identifying the whole row, you see. So whenever more entries get added in, say 2,400, this automatically gets added. Okay. So whenever we try to come up with a solution, we try to make it as robust as possible. Okay, accommodating all the possible situations with little interventions in the future with regards to the formula that we have created earlier. Of course, this is ideal. A lot of times when we work with Excel sheet, there's no escaping from editing formulas from time to time. But of course, we try to make this as resilient to changes as possible. Okay, so that's the point of using Excel. Okay, right. So that's it for this time around.